The Young and the Restless. Spoilers. Full. Hello, fellow Genoa City addicts. It is late. The house is completely quiet, but my brain is absolutely screaming after watching the latest episode. So grab a snack and a drink because we have to unpack this massive mess immediately. I cannot believe they are actually going there with Nick Newman. I mean, I am literally sitting here in the dark, shaking my head because watching this man spiral into a full-blown, terrifying addiction is just ripping my heart completely out of my chest. And I know some people on the forums are loving this dark, gritty turn for him, saying it gives him layers and makes him more interesting. But personally, I am an absolute wreck over it. You guys, he is completely losing his grip on reality. The fact that he is still trying to pretend he has everything under perfect control while secretly scoring fentanyl and cocaine from Sienna Bacall is just, it is too much to watch. I've been watching since 2015, and this is easily the most stressful, agonizing, painful thing they've ever done to the Newman Golden Boy. React first, right? Well, my reaction is pure, unadulterated panic. I am terrified for him. I am terrified of what he is going to do to himself and to the people around him. But let's talk about Victoria stepping up, because, oh my God, it is about damn time somebody approached this man with actual human empathy instead of just barking orders at him like he's a soldier out of line. We all saw Victor trying to handle Nick's addiction with his usual tough love garbage. Victor's entire strategy basically just consists of threats, control tactics, and making Nick feel like a massive disappointment. Remember when they tried this exact same heavy-handed approach with Adam a few years ago? Yeah, didn't work then either. It never works. It just pushes them further away and makes them hide their pain deeper. But Victoria is actually looking at her brother, seeing the raw fear in his eyes, seeing the crushing guilt, and realizing that he is buckling under the weight of this insane, toxic obsession with Matt Clark. She is finally dropping the corporate CEO act and refusing to pretend that Nick is fine. And honestly, she is the only person on this show who can do this right now. Because let's be totally real here, Nick does not handle it well when people question his judgment. He gets SO incredibly defensive. The minute Victor or Adam pushes him, he builds a brick wall 10 feet high and shuts them out completely. But Victoria is different. There has always been this underlying, raw sincerity between Nick and Victoria that the other Newman siblings just do not have. They have survived so much family trauma together. When she looks at him with tears in her eyes and tells him he is not okay, he can't just brush her off with a sarcastic comment. I mean, he tried, right? He tried to give her the whole, I've got this, I'm handling Matt Clark, I'm fine speech, but she saw right through the lies. She knows that beneath the drugs, the secrecy, and the machismo, Nick is just a terrified guy who thinks he has to fix everything himself to protect his family. I am praying, literally praying, that her emotional, sisterly approach actually breaks through his stubborn skull before he ends up dead in a ditch somewhere. And we have to talk about why Nick is using in the first place. It's this sick obsession with Matt Clark. Matt is out here faking amnesia, manipulating Patty Williams, and playing mind games with the entire town. And Nick feels like it is his sole responsibility to stop him. Nick is using the fentanyl to numb the pain and the cocaine to fuel his rage so he can go after Matt. It is a suicide mission. Victoria sees this. She sees that his vendetta against Matt is the exact thing driving him into an early grave. She is begging him to stop, to let the authorities or even Victor handle Matt. But Nick's pride is so wrapped up in this that he can't see straight. I just want to reach through the screen and shake him until he wakes up. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Because while Victoria is desperately trying to save Nick's soul and keep him breathing, Victor is out here ready to burn the entirety of Genoa City to the ground. Okay, back to the point. Victor has officially run out of patience. And when Victor Newman runs out of patience, people get destroyed. He has been juggling massive, exhausting wars with Phyllis, Kane Ashby, Matt Clark, and his own family's implosion for weeks. And now he is unleashing Michael Baldwin. And when Victor Newman tells Michael Baldwin to take the gloves off and go after a rival, you know things are about to get incredibly ugly. I am kind of terrified, but also entirely here for it. I mean, Michael has spent so much time lately trying to be the voice of reason. He has been exhausting himself trying to save Phyllis from her own worst instincts with that whole AI evidence mess. But Victor doesn't want a voice of reason anymore. Victor wants a bloodthirsty shark. And we all know Michael has that ruthless, cutthroat lawyer buried deep down inside him. We've seen it before. Every time Victor gives Michael a blank check to handle things legally, or let's face it, semi-legally, the situation escalates so incredibly fast. I know Michael struggles with his moral compass these days, especially with Lauren breathing down his neck to stay clean. But when Victor is breathing down your neck, morality usually takes a back seat. The biggest question right now is, WHO is Victor targeting first? Is he going to obliterate Phyllis once and for all? Is he going to destroy Kane for that disgusting blackmail stunt he pulled with Chancellor Winters and Malcolm's bone marrow? Or is he going straight for Matt Clark's throat? Whoever it is, they are about to get absolutely steamrolled, and I am grabbing my popcorn because Michael Baldwin off his leash is premium television. I just hope Michael doesn't end up losing his own soul in the process, because Victor will absolutely use him as a shield if things go sideways. So while the Newmans are doing what the Newmans do best, imploding, plotting, and destroying their enemies, can we please talk about the absolute tragedy that is Sally Spectra right now? I am sorry, but I am so incredibly furious at Billy Abbott that I can barely type his name without wanting to throw my remote at the television screen. Sally is sitting there completely traumatized, and now she is realizing that Billy is slipping right back into his old, toxic, self-destructive habits. And honestly, she is so incredibly valid for being terrified. I feel so bad for her. I could scream. Let's rewind for a second and look at the history here. Billy has spent years, literally years, bouncing between extreme overconfidence, reckless impulsivity, and massive catastrophic self-sabotage. I mean, how many times have we seen Billy convince himself that he is the smartest guy in the room, that he can handle the pressure right before he completely blows up his life and hurts everyone who loves him? We saw it with his gambling addiction. We saw it with how he treated Victoria. We saw it with Chelsea. And we saw it with how he handled the grief over Delia. And Sally knows this. She has seen him do this. She has put so much effort, so much love, and so much patience into building a stable, healthy life with this man. And now the cracks are showing. He is getting erratic. He is getting overly emotional. And Sally is sitting there realizing that the new stable Billy might just be a temporary mask that is starting to slip. And you absolutely have to look the context here, because I am literally still crying over what happened last week. Sally just lost her baby. She crashed her car in a blinding rainstorm and miscarried because Billy and Jill had the absolute audacity to question the paternity of her child. I cannot believe they did that. After everything Sally went through, losing baby Ava with Adam, to have Billy betray her trust like that, to have Jill whispering pure poison in his ear and Billy actually listening to it, it is unforgivable. Sally's entire world has been shattered into a million pieces. She is drowning in grief, and instead of being her rock, instead of stepping up and being the man she needs, Billy is unraveling. He is letting his guilt and his pressure turn him back into the chaotic mess he used to be. So now Sally is looking at Billy and she isn't seeing a supportive partner. She is seeing a ticking time bomb. She is seeing a man whose past behaviors are coming back to haunt him and by extension haunt her. Am I the only one who thinks Sally needs to pack her bags, block his number, and run for the hills? I mean, she is relying so heavily on Audra right now, which, by the way, I am totally loving this unexpected, deep friendship between Sally and Audra. They are surviving the trenches together, and Audra has been such a rock for her. But Sally cannot stay with Billy if he is going to drag her down into his chaos. She has worked way too hard to find peace and rebuild her life, and his self-destructive nature is a literal threat to her sanity right now. If she stays, he is going to pull her under with him. She cannot be his therapist while she is grieving her own child. I don't know where the writers are taking this, but I am dreading the fallout of all these storylines. I predict Nick is going to hit absolute rock bottom before he finally lets Victoria help him. Like, we are talking a near-death experience, a massive public breakdown, or doing something completely unforgivable while high on Sienna's supply. I predict Michael is going to cross a line for Victor that he can't come back from, probably ruining his own marriage to Lauren and his friendship with Phyllis in the process, just to secure a win for the mustache. And as for Sally and Billy, I think they are done. I really do. Once Sally fully realizes that Billy's destructive streak is a permanent part of his DNA, she is going to walk away. And honestly, she absolutely should. She deserves better. What do you guys think? Am I just being overly emotional because it's late and I've had way too much coffee? Or are you all seeing the exact same train wrecks happening in slow motion? Let me know in the chat, because I desperately need to vent about this with people who actually get it.